The dark web has always been a topic of discussion among those of us who watch horror narrations on YouTube. People are intrigued, fascinated, and excited to explore this whole inhumane world that hides out there in the darkest spaces of the internet. Top 5 Creepiest Dark Web Facts. Stories of the dark web are among the most terrifying of things you can stumble upon, and I'm sure you've seen a ton of these on YouTube yourselves. In today's video, we're going to share with you some of the creepiest dark web stories that we have recently stumbled upon. If you want more dark and mysterious videos like this, remember to subscribe to Insanity Collection and tap that bell icon before it taps you.
Number 5.
The story of Peter Scully is pure evil. The dark web is obviously full of horrifying accounts, but trust me guys, the story of Peter Scully's Red Room will be one of the most stomach-wrenching stories you've heard. If you've ever visited the dark web in any capacity, or even searched this topic, you surely know about the Scully Darkroom. Australian-born Scully moved to the Philippines and began dating a 17-year-old girl. One day, he actually persuaded his girlfriend to search the streets for helpless young children, demanding her to convince them to come with her by offering shelter. After a few days of picking up horribly unlucky children, his girlfriend stumbled upon the aforementioned kids locked in cages, dog collars tightly around their necks. While this, of course, is a horrible situation, the story unfortunately gets more intense. Scully sexually assaulted, tortured, and murdered each of the kids that his girlfriend lured in. According to police reports, Scully committed these horrific acts to all girls, even those as young as 18 months of age. According to the investigation, the older girls were even forced to dig their own graves. And yes, you guessed it, he recorded every encounter and posted each of them on the dark web. You would think that such evil acts would mean a life sentence for Scully at best, death at worst. But the murderer actually avoided the death penalty in the Philippines due to having an Australian citizenship history, where it's rumored that he may be extradited back to.
Why do you rape young children?
The answer is, I don't know. I don't know the real answer.
Number 4.
There is a practice called bug chasing. If number 5 on our list was pure evil, number 4 is one that is truly sickening. The practice of bug chasing. Bug chasing is the act practiced by men who have sex with other men who are HIV positive, intentionally. The guys who practice bug chasing actively try to get infected by the virus. People of this community are heavily attracted to the idea of transmitting or receiving STDs, and the dark web has no shortage of websites allowing those in the community to share their dark, bug-chasing fantasies. Many dark web visitors have shared bizarre stories of reading posts by bug chasers boasting about intentionally infecting others with HIV, chlamydia, and syphilis. The unsuspected partners are totally unaware that they're sleeping with someone who is HIV positive. According to DutchNews.nl, 8 people have been approached at a private home in Groningen for sex parties, resulting in 5 of them being deliberately injected with HIV-infected blood. 4 men were drugged and then injected with the blood. In the dark corner of the dark web, there's a forum for every single kind of topic and every single kind of person, no matter how insane.
Number 3.
The cannibalism is real. As I'm sure you all know, cannibalism is the act of consuming another individual of the same species as food. As creepy and inhumane as it may seem to most of us, It's actually a common ecological interaction in the animal kingdom. Even human cannibalism is well documented, both in ancient and, unfortunately, recent times. A group of Reddit users shared their experience recently. According to their report, the creepiest thing that they ever found while exploring the dark web was a food menu that was made for flesh eaters. A literal menu of human flesh. At first glance, the Redditors were excited, thinking that they had found something exclusive. But the excitement didn't last. As they continued reading, they became horrified when they scrolled down to the endless information given about the best ways to kill, prepare, cook, and eat humans. It was completely grotesque. The guide was quite shocking in itself, and to make matters even worse, the group found detailed information on how to best consume women. This gender specificity makes their already horrible story even more gruesome and flat-out disgusting. The unwelcome guests who stumbled across that page were thinking, hoping that it could be a joke. However, the information was so comprehensive and detailed that it's very difficult to imagine it being merely a prank. The eerie page contains a number of recipes for a number of different cannibal preparations. There are even guides detailing what type of body should be targeted for a specific cut of meat. And to top it off, perhaps the most evil of tips listed on the page was a guide on how to efficiently cook a female human body so that she would stay alive for as long as possible. WTF, I love veganism now.
Number 2.
There was a game called Sad Satan. Or was there? Sad Satan is one of the few dark web stories that has been a topic of discussion for a long time, and eventually transformed into a sliver of reality. People started sharing their views regarding this creepy game years ago in the darkest parts of the web. Initially, the game was downloaded from the dark web. After downloading and installing, the game would begin causing problems for the user's computer. The user's machine would start behaving erratically, but it wasn't just a typical glitch. The players were immediately shocked as disturbing images of demonic children, eerie music, and photo flashes of Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris, the two celebrities heavily linked to sexually abusing kids, began scattering all over their screens. Most of these images that appeared in the game referred to child abuse, especially the images of Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris, whilst other images were the people convicted or accused of murder, such as Japanese murderer Tsutomu Miyazaki, as well as some political figures such as former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. The other characters in the game looked like children who did nothing more than stand in one single place. They do not move or interact with the player at all, yet the dark graphics and horrible music would be enough in itself to terrify anyone witnessing this. Many experts have debated whether or not this game ever existed, but no one has been able to prove or disprove it.
Number 1.
Real human experiments take place. Yes, you heard correctly. The dark web is a defamed place full of evil minds intent on making inhumane human experiments. In this dark side of the web, you can find acts such as starvation, radiation exposure, sterilization, and things much, much worse. There is a common slogan used around the dark web that sums up the evil mindset of the people operating these sites. Not all humans are equal, for some of them were born superior to others. One story details a website that uses this slogan. At first glance, the site appears as though it is dedicated to academics. The users of this site firmly believe that they are conducting such terrifying experiments in the name of science. The disturbing slogan for the website, of course, sounds as if it's straight out of Nazi Germany. From the perspective of the site creators, they are using the page to carry out experiments that prove that some races of humans are superior to others. It's said that they typically experiment on the homeless and undocumented people of society to avoid detection. So there you have it. There are many stories in the dark web, but it is highly advisable not to visit them. If you're interested in such stories and don't want to risk going deep into the lawless holes of the web, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We'll be featuring many more videos like this in the future. Please give us a thumbs up and share it as much as you can. Thank you guys, and remember to stay insane.